we got to talk about the mighty, mighty Denver Broncos. Guys, right now the Denver Broncos are now on a 3-game winning streak after starting off the season 0-2. Week 1, they lost to the Seahawks. Week 2, they lost to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Since then, they have beaten the Bucs 26-7. They've beaten the New York Football Jets 10-9. And then they dominated the Las Vegas Raiders 34-18. So, guys, is it an overreaction or an underreaction that the Denver Broncos are a playoff-bound team? When I was prepping for this question, I had to go out to the DraftKings and look at the Broncos' percentage chance to make the playoffs. Right now, the Broncos' chances to make the playoffs right now are 35.7%. When we flash back to a couple weeks ago when they were 0-2, they had a below 6% chance of making the playoffs. Bo Nix right now has 866 passing yards this season, which is just 25th in the NFL, and he's just averaging 173 yards per game. The Denver Broncos' leading rusher has a total of 190 yards this season. It is Javonte Williams, and he's averaging just 38 yards per game. Now the defense is playing great. The defense is ranked 3rd in the NFL right now, giving up just 14 points per game and a total of 271 yards per game. The Jets and Titans somehow are ranked higher than the Broncos in this defensive realm, but they're giving up 17 points per game, which is the Jets, and 23 points per game versus which is the Titans. The only team that is holding teams to less points per game are the LA Chargers, which is 12 points per game. So, guys, when we look at the Broncos, are they a playoff-bound team? Guys, this is not an overreaction. This is not an overreaction because looking forward, the Broncos have some locks as some wins, right? They play the Raiders again. That's going to be a dub. They play the Panthers again. That's going to be a bug. Browns, Colts, and Chargers, and Bengals, all dubs. Those are locks. Lock it in. That is 6 more wins on the season. That gives them 9 wins on the season. And if they can able to steal a win from the Saints or the Ravens, the Chiefs, or the Falcons, that's 10 wins. And I think 10 wins get you guys into the playoffs. I think 10 wins is a playoff-bound team this year in the AFC. The AFC is a lot weaker than expected as well. We did not expect the Miami Dolphins to be a shit show. We did not expect the Jets to be a bad team. We did not expect, other teams out there, the Bengals and the Browns, to be shit teams. So, guys, this is not an overreaction. I think the Denver Broncos can make it to the playoffs. Now, winning a playoff game is a different question, but I think they can make the playoffs. So, guys, is it an overreaction or an underreaction that the Broncos are a playoff-bound team? James says, louder, Bo. Louder, Bo. James says, yes, they can, but they are a playoff exit team, a wild card exit team. One and done. One and done. John says they could sneak into the wild card, but they'll be one and done as well. Another one and done. James Frank says wild card, yep, but a one and done. Mario Flores says the Chiefs will be the first team to 3-peat Super Bowls, 100%. Big Quake says the Broncos' luck will run out. Bills, Bengals, Colts will all get better. Broncos have no offense. The Broncos' offense is definitely struggling. Now, they did have a breakout game versus the Raiders. Is it a fluke? Was it just a perfect game? Was it a perfect opportunity? Potentially. But I think locks for the playoffs this season right now are going to be the Ravens, going to be the Chiefs, going to be the Bills, and probably going to be the Houston Texans, right? Those are your 4 division winners. I feel. I don't think any wild card team is going to come from the East. I think the Steelers could make it as a wild card. I still predict them to have 10 wins this season. The Titans or Colts could potentially get hot and become a wild card team, and then the Broncos, right? I mean, the AFC, besides the top 5 teams in the AFC, the AFC is shit. So big quake. I think you're right. I think the offense will tucker out, but I don't know. I still think they get in. I still think they get in. Nathan Robert Wheeler says the Denver makes it. Makes it. So, guys, is it an overreaction that we think that the Denver Broncos are a playoff-bound team? And Derek says those 3 wins weren't against solid teams. So those 3 wins were not against solid teams, Derek, but they were against solid defenses, right? The Jets have the second best defense in the NFL. The Raiders have the number 12th ranked defense in the NFL. The Buccaneers have the number 11th ranked defense in the NFL. When you are beating teams with great defenses, along with your great defense, you can get wins. And they aren't against solid teams, but it's still good wins. It's still confidence building wins. So let's go ahead and jump over here into the